everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Makeup Level Up. This week I am going major goth, as in case you couldn't tell from last week's episode, I've been super into Resident Evil Village. So last week I did Lady Dimitrescu's makeup, trying to replicate what she looks like in the game exactly. Ish, minus the false eyelashes that I repeatedly said I wanted, and the height and everything about her fingernails. So this week I thought I'd do the other iconic females in Resident Evil Village and tackle her three daughters, Bela, Daniela, and Cassandra. Lady Dimitrescu's three daughters just love
man blood.
In contrast to Mother Dearest's white dress and vampy red lips, black is these witches' main thing, in case you couldn't tell from their dress, eyeshadow, and lipstick. So that's what I'm going to be leaning into today. Cassandra, Bela, and Daniela also just love to have blood smeared around their faces, but I forgot to stop off at the butcher's this morning, so I won't be incorporating that into the look. So this week the themes are black, black, and more black, because Daniela, Bela, and Cassandra just love that goth look, and honestly, I am exactly the same. But as always, the first step is to prime those eyelids, so let's get that done. Now, as the eagle-eyed among you will have noticed, I've gone in way harder with the concealer/primer for my eyelids this time, because as we're doing a black smoky eye, I really want to make that black pop and the other bits of colour that I'm going to be using around my brow bones too. So I've gone in harder with the concealer to make sure that I have a really flat base for all those colours, because my eyelids are naturally quite veiny and red, so you need to make sure that's got way out of the picture. So first I'm going to be adding colour to these bits of my eyes, because we're going to work our way down into the black look, because if you just put black straight on your eyelids, it's probably not going to have the kind of depth you want it to have. So instead we're going to build up an almost ombre look here, but with natural neutral colours to make it blend into our skin a little bit more, but we're staying goth at the same time, so it's not like we're going to be adding blue or green or something. So to start, I'm just going to get a super really light base colour, blow it off, and then just pull it at the top of my eyelids here. This black eye isn't going to be going all the way up to the top of my eyebrows, it's just going to be stopping kind of midway, so I want to make sure that this bit at the top looks like normal actual skin too. And then, because this look is for three witches, I kind of want to give them an otherworldly kind of sheen to them, just like I did for Lady Dimitrescu last week. So I'm going to get some white kind of highlighter/eyeshadow. I'm just going to put it right at the top of my brow bones to make them glimmer just the teeniest bit. Just like that. You don't need loads, you just need enough to add a tiny glimmer to it. So now we're going to start working on the kind of neutral shades that are going to be, don't poke yourself in the eye, they're going to be here. So first, start off with the lightest shade that you're going to use. This will change depending on your skin tone, so because I'm super pale, I'm going to be going for quite pale browns, and you just want to put it on this bit of your eye and kind of work up towards your brow bone, but not super heavily, because it is meant to look ombre. And don't worry about it going on your eyelid here, because that's going to be covered with black, so it can easily over-encompass any kind of colour that goes there. So don't freak yourself out about that too much. That's the base done. Now you want to keep building it up, so I'm going to take a slightly darker colour and apply it to my crease here, and then after that an even darker colour just to bring out the crease even more, and then we're going to work the black into that. So first, let's take a darker colour than this and start pulling it here. Okay, you can see I've brought that up a little bit higher than the crease just because I have hooded eyes, so a lot of eyeshadow just gets lost in my eyes, so I've done that. And now we're going to use the final darkest shade that's not black, so make sure that you pick one that either highlights these neutrals that you've put in, so you could go with kind of a warmer colour, or you could just try and make it look darker so the ombre look kind of really leans in, which is what I'm going to do. These are the ombre eyes that we're going to be going with, so now it's time for the black where we get super goth. But here's a tip. Instead of going from the bottom of your lid upwards, which is what I kind of assumed that I'd be doing until I watched a couple of videos on smoky eyes, it's actually a better idea to start blending the black into the ombre first before packing it on. So that's what we're going to do. It just helps you kind of have more control over how the black blends into it, and then if you have too much fallout from the packing, it doesn't affect the blend at the top because you're not trying to get rid of it, etc. So I'm going to take a black and we're going to start trying to blend the black into the ombre here, and then that'll also give us a really good idea about where to start packing to. So let's get started. There's the ombre blended in with black. So now comes the fun bit where we go even more goth. We're gonna actually add the base for this eyeshadow. Now, black is really hard to do as eyeshadow generally because it's quite hard to get it dense enough and packed in enough to make it look like the onyx black that we really want. So what I'm gonna be doing is using a kohl brush on the top of my lashes here and then trying to blend that up into it. And then we're gonna put black eyeshadow on top of that because you want it to be super intense. If there's any hint of skin peeking out, it's going to kind of ruin the effect. So that's what we're going to do next. That's the top eyelids basically done, but we are going to do stuff on our bottom lid as well. So we're going to do kind of the same that we did on the top lid. We're going to do kohl first on the bottom of each one, and then we're going to buff it out a bit and pull it down with some black eyeshadow. But again, be really careful when you use the black eyeshadow because it has a tendency to go everywhere. So let's hope this goes to plan. Bottom lashes done. As you can see, I've also added kohl to my waterline at the top and halfway at the bottom. Now this bottom bit is purely a preference from me because I feel like if I do kohl that goes all the way to the middle, it makes my eyes look quite small. So instead I tend to do it halfway just to make them look a little bit bigger, but completely up to you how far you want to put your kohl in. Next, I've got one more thing to do to the eyes apart from mascara, which is I'm going to use my kohl brush to add some points onto the inner corners of my eyes. Now make sure it's sharp for this because you're going to want them to be as precise as possible. This is just to add an extra like flourish on the top of the eyes we already have right now. So I'm just going to get that done real quick. Now I'm going to put on the finishing touches, which include foundation and brow powder and stuff, but I'm not going to do the black lipstick yet because I have a tip which I think you're going to find helpful, which will be better illustrated when I have everything else on. So I'll see you in a bit. So as you can see, I've put on foundation. I've also added two different types of highlighter to my cheeks here, a little bit to the end of my nose and the bridge, and I've topped up the white highlighter that's just underneath the edge of each brow. That's because I want to give this, like I said before, a kind of otherworldly, not quite natural look, so I've added that. But next is the black lipstick, and what you'll see that I've done is I've put my foundation a little bit over my lip line just to make sure that there's no kind of pink of my lips showing through onto my skin, because when you use the black lipstick you want to make sure that it looks just plain black. You don't want anything that's going to distract from that. So let's apply this. Bam, done. This is the Lady Dimitrescu's daughters, Bela, Cassandra and Daniela, makeup look completed. You'll notice that of course there's no blood around my mouth because it's hard to work that casually into a makeup look, but this is more kind of like a going out at night, gonna get some man blood but also not kill any people way. I wanted this to be a look that you could easily wear out yourself if you just want to have like a hint of Bela, Daniela or Cassandra in your life. Not gonna lie, my black lipstick dried out quite a bit in the tube, which I did not realise, so it's not nearly as smooth as I'd want it to be, but apart from that I'm overall quite pleased with this look. I I definitely feel like you could take it even more goth if you wanted to and have the like dripping kind of black eyeshadow coming down here, but I don't really want that look on when I'm going outside into the night, not at least unless it's Halloween or I don't know, I've got some plans to be a ritual site, but this is what I've gone for and I hope you like it. If you do like it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to Eurogamer, as there's a new makeup level up video every single Saturday. And if you liked this, then you can always follow me on Twitch at Zoe_Dells, because I do more makeup stuff on Twitch, so you might be into that. And you can follow us at Team Eurogamer on Instagram to get updates for our daily videos and streams that we've got coming up. But now all that leaves is for me to say goodbye and go and get myself some nice, not killing people man blood. So I'll see you next time.